new season, new anime. Let's figure out what I'm going to be watching in spring 2024. Logo reveal. But before we do, comment and like the video, all right? It's good for the algorithm. I really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested in my reactions for the upcoming season, or if you liked my reactions in the past. I mean, just check to see if you are subscribed. A lot of people don't even realize they didn't click subscribe. They just see me popping up at the feed. They liked one video. They're like, oh shit, I'll watch another and another and another. And you don't even subscribe. You just think you are. And that's fine. Like, it happens all the time. People do things without realizing it all the time. You think you did something, you didn't. You know, like you thought you canceled that Netflix subscription or something, but then you're still paying like 6 months later. You thought you were smart and you weren't overpaying, but you were overpaying. Feels like a Rocket Money ad. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, okay? You can find the full length of all of my reactions for the stuff that I'll be watching and have watched over on Patreon if you're interested in checking out any of those things. There's a lot of exclusives, by the way, over on Patreon. Things that are only there and will not be making its way to YouTube. For example, there will be shows in this upcoming season, like, I don't know, second, third seasons of shows, where I watched the first few seasons already, and they are on Patreon, and I'm probably not gonna put them on YouTube. Unless they do really well on YouTube for the third season, I might like do an episode, and if it continues to do well, maybe I'll bring up seasons 1 and 2 over. Oh, also, you can check out my non-anime reactions, just in case you're interested. I have a second channel where I put all that stuff, and I also do live reactions on Twitch. I watch anime with my community. I do the reactions live for the seasonal anime. For a lot of these things I'm gonna be talking about in this video, okay? So if you're interested, follow over on Twitch. Check out some of those live reactions. It's a lot of fun, me and them just hanging out. All right, so get 2 things out of the way, okay? Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy. We're already watching that from last season, from winter. I will be continuing it. I enjoy Tsukimichi. The other one is Delicious in Dungeon. I will be continuing that as well, okay? Delicious in Dungeon, by the way, it's getting good. All right, it's been good, but it is getting depth for the story. There's like a real storyline that they're pulling in with this upcoming core. And I think that a lot of people are gonna be shocked at how freaking good it is. Listen, that time I got reincarnated as a slime, you'll see a link to my second season reactions down in the description, okay? I watched season 2, did reactions for that. I watched season 1 before I ever did reactions, so there are no reactions to season 1, or at least for me. I'll be watching season 3. Yeah, I liked it. I liked season 2. And also over on Patreon, I did reactions to the thing that they released. I don't remember what it was called, but there's like 3-4 episodes, just like 3-4 one-off episodes. I didn't do the movie though, and maybe one day I will, but it's not canon or anything, so it's like, right? Mushoku Tensei, you'll find the link to my playlist where I watched all the episodes of Mushoku Tensei up to now down in the description if you want to check those out. I will be watching Mushoku Tensei. You can expect YouTube videos for that as well. Love it. Demon Slayer, I'll be watching that as well. Why wouldn't I? All right, I really love Demon Slayer. Even though hey, listen, I am one of those people that rag on it from time to time. I talk a little shit about Demon Slayer. I read Demon Slayer, okay? I started reading it during the final arc and all the way until it released its final chapter. Haven't read it since, so it's been a while. I have a lot of fun watching Demon Slayer. I will be watching the new season. Those will be on the channel. Next up, let's talk Konosuba, okay? I just did rewatches of season 1 and season 2. I watched seasons 1 and 2 before the movie ever came out in 2020, and now I'm watching the movie for the first time. That should be fun. I hear it's better than the 2 seasons, but I'll be watching season 3. I will probably at least post the first episode and see how that does. I gotta tell you, I will be doing a new thing on the channel where at the start of the season, I'm gonna do reactions to a lot of shows, the first episode, and I'm gonna tell you, you gotta hit 1,000 likes on that video. If it doesn't hit 1,000 likes on that first episode, by the next week's episode, I'm not watching more. Or at least on YouTube. I'll watch it on Patreon, but I won't continue it on YouTube, okay? But I feel like I do a lot of reactions, and they don't get a lot of love, all right? I'm still gonna be doing a bunch over on Patreon, but I'm gonna be doing less because I have a feeling they're not gonna get the likes, and at least not a lot of them. The most popular ones probably. Everything else, still gonna be on Patreon. And I've made it so that way the community that enjoys that show is the one that makes it happen, makes me continue watching it on YouTube. If you get the likes, it's up to you. It's up to the community that enjoys the show. All right, My Hero Season 7, probably not posting them on YouTube, but I'll probably be watching it on Patreon. I watched season 6 on Patreon. I had a lot of fun with that, so I'll probably be doing 7 over there as well. Misfit of Demon King Academy. I'm done with the show. I could care less. I don't want to watch any Misfit of Demon King Academy. Again, we mentioned Delicious in Dungeon. We'll move on. Date Alive, Season 5. I watched the first 4 seasons of Date Alive over on Patreon, and they will probably not be brought over to YouTube. But like I mentioned, I'll do the first episode of Season 5 over on YouTube. If it hits that 1,000 likes, we'll keep it going. If not, it'll still be on Patreon. Next up, the Irregular Magic High School Season 3. Same situation as Date Alive. I've watched all of the Irregular Magic High School on Patreon. Probably not bringing those over to YouTube, but I'll do the first episode of Season 3 on YouTube. See how that does. And if you guys love it and we watch through the entire season, then I'll probably bring over everything from before, as long as we keep that the likes, you know? I think that makes sense. Anyways, Kaiju number 8, I will be watching that on YouTube. It's gonna probably be the big shonen series. I mean, aside from, like, you know, Demon Slayer and My Hero. Now, this is the thing that you guys are probably gonna like the least about what I'm watching next season. I am skipping a lot of these reincarnated or fantasy series. The isekai, the fantasy, the things that I've watched so many that I just don't really care too much. I'm gonna be skipping a lot of them, but I will let Patreon decide a few shows that I should watch. And just like they got me to watch Villainous, level 99 during this anime season, or they got me to watch The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic, Unwanted Undead Adventurer, I will be doing the same thing where I give them some power, and I'll watch those over on Patreon. So it could end up being Reincarnated as a 7th Prince so I can take my time perfecting my magical ability, or it could be chilling in another world with level 2 super cheat powers, or it could be an Archdemon's Dilemma, How to Love Your Elf Bride, or it could be as a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal skill and to rise in the world, or God's Game we play, or the banished former hero lives as he pleases. There are so many shows it could be that I will let them decide. I will let Patreon decide if I should watch those, but I am not planning on watching any of those 6 titles. I mean, maybe you could change my mind down in the comments saying how great they are, telling me what you guys are looking forward to in this upcoming season. Spice and Wolf, I watched the original. It's on Patreon, okay? I have a deep emotional attachment to Spice and Wolf. All right, it reminds me of my father. He was also an anime fan, a cultured anime fan too, if I might add, all right? He watched Spice and Wolf, and I knew that when I watched the original, well, I didn't know it before watching it, but while watching it and I heard the OP and I heard the ED, I knew them. Like, I knew those songs. Like, I literally knew words to the EDs because I heard those things because my dad played them. It's a show that my dad watched. My dad, he's no longer with us. He passed away in 2018. As a result, I will always watch Spice and Wolf. I will always have a deep attachment to that series. I will be watching it. I'll do the first episode thing over on YouTube. I hope you guys like it because I would love to keep on watching it over on YouTube. It's a phenomenal series. Phenomenal. It's not the biggest action-heavy series, but it's beautiful. All right, that's how I feel about it. So hopefully you guys do like it, and hopefully we keep those up over on YouTube. Regardless, it'll be on Patreon. And like I said, we're skipping the next 3 here. So Mission Yozakura Family, I will be watching. And I'll give it that first episode, but I have a few worries when it comes to Mission Yozakura Family. The main one being, it's Hulu Disney. And so far, there's not been a show that can outshine the fact that it is, I don't know, on probation. I wouldn't say it's in Disney jail. That is a term that was created when Summertime Rendering was out. I wouldn't use the term Disney jail, but I will say it's at least on, like, house arrest, right? When you think about it, right? When a show is in jail, people can't really visit it too much, right? There's some visitation, but they're not out in the world for everyone to see. When you're on house arrest, yeah, you got some people checking in on you. People can come over, but you're not out there for the world to see, okay? So more people will watch the show than what happened with Summertime Rendering, where you couldn't watch it anywhere through, like, legal means. You had to watch it through pirated sites. That was the only way to watch the show. Mission Yozakura Family, you'll be able to watch it on Disney or Hulu. It's just, so far, there has not been a breakout show on Disney or Hulu. So maybe this is the first one. I'll give it that first episode on YouTube. If you guys like it, we'll keep it going, okay? I'll leave it up to you guys. The ball's in your court. I saw the trailer for it. Looked pretty good. I'm just saying. And again, regardless, I will at least watch it on Patreon. Next up, Grandpa and Grandma Turn Young Again. This is the New Gates Unnamed Memory Re-Monster. These are all shows that are gonna have to get voted on by Patreon, okay? If they want one of these and they really are about that, and by the way, if you join the Patreon, you'll have a vote too. If they really want one of these shows, then they will vote on it and it will win. But right now, I look at them and yeah, sure, like I could watch these shows, but there's just a lot. There's just a lot of shows to watch, and they're not on my radar at the moment. I'm not planning to watch them on YouTube at all, and I'm not planning to watch them on Patreon. But again, the Patreon community might vote for me to watch them over on Patreon. We'll see. Next up, Windbreaker. Now, this one, I almost want to give a shot on Patreon. I'm not going to watch it on YouTube. Probably not even going to do the first episode on YouTube. Maybe I will. We'll see. I haven't really decided on it. Let me know down in the comments if I'm making a mistake, if I should watch it on YouTube. I don't know. I don't know if that's the genre people like watching me react to. I've noticed Delinquent, probably not the one everybody wants to see my reactions for. Same with like your standard battle shonen shows. So I'm on the fence about it, right? But I watched Tokyo Revengers and I had so much fun watching it. Even if it didn't do numbers on YouTube and I did it a Patreon only thing, I had so much fun watching it. I feel like I might have fun watching Windbreaker as well. We'll see. Blue Archive, the animation, will not be watching it. I know it's like a gotcha thing. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about a bunch of cute girls and shit. Whisper Me a Love Song. This one, I am 99% sure Patreon will vote for me to watch it. They love their Yuri over there. They love it. Laid Back Camp Season 3. I watched Seasons 1 and 2 before I ever did reactions. So I don't have reactions to Season 1 and 2, and I don't think they're really necessary for the story, aside from the bond growing between all the girls. It's a nice, lighthearted, wholesome, like, heartwarming, just great, good vibes show to watch. And so maybe I'll watch it on Patreon. I haven't really decided on it. Studio Apartment, good lighting, Angel included. Not gonna be watching that. I'll be honest with you. That's not one I'm watching. I could care less. A Condition Called Love, I will watch on Patreon. Okay, we'll do the first episode on YouTube. If it performs well, we'll keep it going. If not, it'll be a Patreon exclusive. I want a romance. We're lacking for romances right now. At least ones that are available to me that didn't have previous seasons I needed to watch. But I think that's one I'll give a shot. A Condition Called Love. Black Butler, I've never seen it before, so I'm not going to be watching this new season of it, even if the show is extremely popular. Go Go Loser Ranger is in the same predicament as Mission Yozakura family. Hulu, Disney, will it be popular? Likely not, just because, again, Hulu, Disney, it's that I don't know how it's going to perform. I mean, I'm hoping it'll perform well, but there's no real certainty to it all. I'm going to do the first episode on YouTube. We'll see how that goes. But after the first episode, if I continue it or not, it's all up to you. You got to like the video. But regardless, I will be watching it on Patreon no matter what, because it looked great. It looked very interesting. It looks like something I'm going to enjoy a lot. I'm not a big Sentai guy, but a hentai. No, I'm just kidding. But this one looked interesting. I like the way it's animated. I'm just very intrigued by the concept. People have made note of it kind of being like a Power Rangers version of The Boys. Have you ever seen that show? Which, that sounds dope. So we'll see. Next up, we've got The Duke of Death and His Maid Season 3. Never watched the first 2 seasons. I won't be watching the 3rd season. Maybe one day in the future. Patreon will get me to watch through The Duke of Death and His Maid. That's fine. I don't mind. But I don't think I'm going to be watching it during this upcoming season. Next up, we've got Mysterious Disappearances, which, honestly, the trailer looked really interesting. I'm kind of torn here. I might make it a Patreon thing. We'll see, like, when we get into the anime season, maybe like 3 episodes in, I'll let the Patreon decide which series I watch. But I feel like this one might be one of the ones. This might be one of the ones that I want to check out. But I do not think that it will make its way to YouTube. I'm sorry. I don't think it's going to be popular enough at all. So next up, we've got Bartender, Glass of God. This also is a series I want to check out on Patreon. I'm going to watch it on Patreon. I hope it is going to do what I want it to do, which is kind of explore different stories of people visiting the bar. You know, maybe it is centered around the drink, but it is the person's story. I want the person's story. If you're not giving me the person's story, I don't give a shit. I don't care about you making a sex on the beach, okay? I want to see the people that come into the bar, talk about their love and how they made the sex on the beach. You know what I'm saying? Like, That's what I'm here for. Next up, we've got Urusei Yatsura. I watched a bunch of the first season, but I didn't watch the rest of it because, admittedly, the humor is very Japanese culture centric. I was not laughing so much. And I think that as a result, it's not a series for me, even though I love comedy. You know, I tend to think that I know at least a little bit about Japan. This one just didn't hit for me. I know it's extremely popular in Japan, and if I did watch it and I laughed a bunch, maybe I should watch it and laugh the entire time, fake a reaction or something. I'd probably get a lot of Japanese viewers enjoying my video if they don't tell that it's fake. But I tried to watch it. I just think it wasn't for me. That's fine. Not all anime is gonna be for everybody. Next up, Sound Euphonium Season 3. This is yet another series that I watched on Patreon. I will be more than likely uploading Liz and the Bluebird movie reaction over to YouTube. I hope that does well. It was a freaking great movie. Such a good movie. I will probably, I don't know. I may or may not do the first episode reaction on YouTube. I don't think I will though. If Liz and the Bluebird does well, then maybe I'll give the rest of Sound Euphonium a try on YouTube, see how it performs. I just don't think that it's gonna perform all that well. But no matter what, I will be watching it on Patreon. Next up, we've got Vampire Dormitory. I'm not watching it. The Many Sides of Voice Actor Radio. That's something that Patreon has to vote on. I'm currently not planning to watch it. Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night. Same thing, not currently planning to watch it, but maybe it's something that Patreon votes on. A Salad Bowl of Eccentrics. Not gonna be watching that. Viral Hit, I think I might watch on Patreon. I think I am planning to watch that one on Patreon. It looks interesting to me, honestly. It's based on a manhwa, which is really important. We need success for manhwa. If manhwa succeed, then we will get more manhwa adapted into anime. You know, especially with Solo Leveling success. And then Tower of God Season 2, when that comes back, if that one's successful. If we can keep up the success of manhwa, we'll get even more manhwa. And you know what? You know what would be my biggest prayer, my biggest hope, my biggest dream, is that all of these dog shit, isekai, reincarnated, bullshit fantasy that aren't good at all, that are always getting these anime adaptations, instead of them getting those anime adaptations, maybe some manhwa get them. That would be awesome. Just mix it up. Stop giving me the same damn reincarnated story from some light novel that sold well, that honestly is the same as like 5-10 other ones. And don't give me those. Give me the damn manhwa. That's the one I want, okay? Give me more manhwa. So fingers crossed. Let's hope it happens. Next up, The Fable. Comedy. And admittedly, I'm a little torn because it's Tezuka Productions, who you guys, if you've watched my videos before, you know that I don't really like Tezuka Productions. And I also don't like Tokuhama Animation Lab, or whatever the hell they're called. These two studios are not great, but Tezuka Productions made Under Ninja. Very comedy-centric with a little bit of action series. It's quite possible they will treat The Fable the same way, and it will be good. That's what I'm hoping for. And if they do that, and it turns out good, that'll be amazing. I am planning to watch it on Patreon, but if it is ass, I will drop it. I just feel like if they give it the same Under Ninja treatment, it won't be ass. I won't want to drop it, and I will enjoy it, because I really enjoyed Under Ninja despite no one talking about it. And I think that that's just about it. Another show that interests me is Astro Note. It looked pretty funny and quirky, weird romance. Maybe I watch it, maybe not, but that's it. You know, oh, Oblivion Battery. Is that one I should check out? You guys gotta let me know down in the comments. I know it's MAPPA, but it's baseball. I've never been a baseball guy. All right, if it was basketball, sign me up. MMA, American football, even soccer, you know, football. If it was damn volleyball, I like volleyball now. Thank you, Haikyuu, I appreciate it. But baseball, I don't know. If the Patreon votes for it, then maybe it's something I watch. But right now, it's not a very popular series. Not a lot of people are aware of it. I don't think it's gonna do well, at least in America. Maybe in Japan it does, but you know, everywhere else, like putting it on YouTube seems like such a mistake. So just to recap what we're doing, for sure, on YouTube, these are guarantees. Tensura, Tsukimichi, Mushoku Tensei, Demon Slayer, and then, Delicious in Dungeon, Kaiju 8, there's no way it doesn't do well, and that's it. It's those 6 that are definitely gonna be on YouTube for the entirety of their run. I'm 99% sure that all 6 of those will perform well. I'm gonna be uploading first episode reactions for Konosuba, Irregular at Magic High School Season 3, Spice and Wolf, Mission Yozakura Family, Go-Go Loser Ranger, Whisper Me a Love Song, and then maybe I also do Viral Hit. You know, we'll see. And maybe even Date Alive. I don't know. But all of those are ones where I'll try it. I'll do the first episode on YouTube. If you hit the like goal, let's keep it going. Over on Patreon, no matter what, I will be watching these series, okay? Tensura, Tsukimichi, Mushoku Tensei, Demon Slayer, Konosuba, My Hero, Season 7, Delicious in Dungeon, Date Alive Season 5, Irregular Magic High School Season 3, Kaiju 8, Spice and Wolf, Mission Yozakura Family, maybe Windbreaker. Haven't really decided on that one. I don't really know. Maybe Laid Back Camp, Whisper Me a Love Song, Go-Go Loser Ranger. I'll probably be watching Bartender, and maybe even Mysterious Disappearances, maybe Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night. I'll definitely watch Sound Euphonium Season 3, Viral Hit, and The Fable, okay? That is 17 anime I will be watching over on Patreon. I'm probably gonna add 3 more. Oh, also, also A Condition Called Love, so 18 anime I'm definitely watching over on Patreon. And like I said, I'll probably add like 2 to 3 more, so, you know, we'll hit like 20 to 21 total anime, but a lot of those are going to be on Patreon. I'm not going to be uploading as many series to YouTube as I have in the past, okay? I've been uploading a lot of videos for a very long time, all right? I've seen a little growth here and there, depending on the series. The most popular ones, they perform well for me, obviously. And some of the lesser popular ones don't. I mean, I've even started dropping shows, and I don't love doing that midway through a season. I don't like dropping them. So I'm gonna do the first episode. If they perform well, we'll keep it going, all right? We'll do it that way. Regardless, I'll be watching a bunch on Patreon, and I should be uploading, at the very least, 6 or 7 anime to YouTube from this season, plus a couple One Piece videos. Probably going to be consolidating those to just 2 total videos, so 4 episodes and 4 episodes, and you know, maybe 1 or 2 other things. We'll see. Also, I got that second channel where I do non-anime reactions. In case you're interested in those, we're watching through Shogun, the Korean drama The Glory. After we finish the first season of Sweet Home, we're going to take a break from that for a little while, because in April we've got Parasite The Gray, and we've also got Fallout. So that's 4 shows we'll be uploading onto that channel. Plus, I'll be uploading the rest of season 2 of Invincible. It's just a bunch of stuff that's coming over to the second channel if you're interested in those. Again, it's the non-anime reactions. So that's live action, that's cartoon. I'll probably actually do a cartoon soon. There are so many cartoons that I have not seen. Like, I didn't have cable as a kid. I missed out on a lot. SpongeBob, I've probably seen maybe 20 episodes total my whole life, and that was 15 plus years ago. Haven't seen him since then. Actually, yeah, definitely 15 plus years ago, because it would have been more middle school that I saw them. Middle school, elementary school is when I would have seen those. A long time ago. And again, maybe only like 20 total episodes of that, and tons of other shows. I just never watched them. And you know, maybe I'll do those on that second channel. We'll see. That's it for the video. Let me know what you guys are going to be watching in this upcoming season. I'd love to hear from you all. Until next time, make sure you all keep it fresh. Peace.